What's up guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be making a video on how to drive stick shift. So if you guys don't know how to drive stick shift and you would like to learn, stick around, I'm going to teach you that. Before we get into the video though, I just want to go in a little bit of the background on why I decided to make the video. A lot of people nowadays don't know how to drive stick shift, and that's okay. I mean, automatics are perfectly fine. If that's what you like, that's what you like. But for those of us that do know how to drive stick shift and have had that experience, let me just tell you, it's thrilling. Like, if you've never drove a manual transmission car, to be honest with you, you really don't know what it's like to be engaged in the driving process. Like, the paddle shifters, I mean, that's nice and all, and that gives you a pretty good feeling of engagement when driving the car, but it definitely doesn't compare to driving a stick shift car. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and do my best to try and teach you guys on how to drive a manual transmission car. So let's get this started. Also, I just want to let you guys know that this video will be a part of a series. Eventually I'm going to teach my girlfriend how to drive my car. I think she's really excited about it. She will never admit that, but she does want to learn how to drive my car. So I think what I'm eventually going to do is I'm actually going to make this video on how to drive stick shift, and I'm going to use that video to try and teach her, like, just based off the video. Like, I'm not going to help her at all, just to see, like, I really want to see how effective the video is going to be. So I'm going to try to teach her using just the video I'm going to make today, and we'll see how that's going to go. But if you guys want to see that video, make sure you subscribe. Before you even want to think about starting the car or any of that stuff, you need to it's definitely important that you know what the pedals are. I have some girls that'll get in my car and be like, "Oh, which one's the clutch? This one? Like, is this the clutch?" I'm like, "No, what are you doing?" Like, so this is the gas, this is the brake, and this is the clutch here on the far left. So those are very important things for you guys to know before you even get in the car and get your seat adjusted or any of that stuff. You need to know that those three pedals are monumental to your driving experience in a manual car. So now that we know what the pedals are, the next thing you want to do is go ahead and adjust your seat properly. Make sure you're comfortable. Most likely the most important thing that you want to do when adjusting your seat in a manual transmission car is to make sure that you can push the clutch all the way to the floor comfortably. You don't want to have any strain there. Like, you want to be able to push the clutch all the way to the floor easily every time, guaranteed. It shouldn't be hard. Just make sure you're comfortable in your seat. That is very important when driving a car. I guess it's very important in any car, automatic or manual, but even more so in a manual transmission, because you have to be able to push the clutch in at any given point in time. You also want to be comfortable with the steering wheel, and also the shifter needs to be within a reasonable reach for you. So after you got your seat adjusted, you're very comfortable, you can push the clutch all the way to the floor very easily. The next thing I suggest you do is go ahead and get used to the gearbox. Every gearbox is different in every car. So just go ahead and push your clutch all the way to the floor and just practice going through the gears, just as you're going to be doing when you're driving the car. Just practice going from third to fourth, fifth, sixth. I mean, every gearbox is different. Some are 7-speed, some are 6-speed, some cars are 5-speed, so on and so on. So just practice that all the way to 6th gear in the SS, and then for reverse it's going to be all the way to the right. Just remember that the gearbox is different in every car, so don't take this literal when I say go all the way to the right and put it in reverse, because your car might not be the same as mine, and you might end up putting your car in third, and you know, it's just not going to be good. Alright, and just so you guys can see what I'm seeing here, this is the shift knob. They have a nice description on there: first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, sixth gear, and then reverse. A lot of people might think that's dumb, but truthfully it can be very helpful. Just gives you a good description of the gearbox, lets you know where you're at in life. You know, every once in a while you're gonna fuck up and forget where you're at, so it's always nice to have that there, just to let you, just another reminder of what gear you're in. So just to make sure you're in neutral, it's just gonna be the spot where the shift knob is kind of loose there. You can shake it around. That's gonna be a home base for you new drivers. Well, now that you're comfortable with the clutch, your seating position is all adjusted, you feel comfortable with the gearbox there, you're gonna finally go ahead and start the car. So what you want to do first of all is make sure you're in neutral. Sometimes people park their cars gear in manual transmission cars because it's just another way to pretty much brake the car, just in case for any reason the electrical parking brake fails, or even the manual parking brake fails. You put your car in a gear to go ahead and brake it. But just make sure you're in neutral. Go ahead and push your foot all the way to the clutch. In my car, you don't have to have your foot on the brake, but some cars require you to have your foot on the brake and the clutch. And just go ahead and press the start button and listen to this baby roar. Roar, roar, roar. All right, guys, this is a big moment. Now that we got the car started, our seats all adjusted, we feel comfortable with the gearbox, we're ready to go. What do? All right, so the first thing, before you even think about moving, really I suggest just go ahead and put the car in first gear. Turn the parking brake off. Here's my parking brake, it's electronic, so you put your foot on the brake, turn the parking brake off. And the first thing I just suggest you do is go ahead and get a good feeling for the clutch point. Just kind of feel when you start rolling here. I don't know if you guys can see with this camera angle, but my foot is slowly coming off the clutch now and the car is rolling. So I'm just gonna let my foot all the way off the clutch now, give it some gas, and we're off, no problems. So the main thing is really to just make sure you take your foot off the clutch very slowly until you feel the car start to move. And then as the car starts to move, you can go ahead and give it some gas off the clutch some more. That way you don't, I mean, when you first start, your takeoffs are going to be kind of bouncy and jerky, and that's fine. When you're shifting gears, etc., it's going to be kind of jerky. That's okay. You're just learning, so don't be upset by that. It's going to take some time to get used to the car, but I promise once you get used to it and you start doing it smoothly, it's going to be the best feeling ever. Now we're ready to go ahead and come to a stop. So what you're going to do, put your foot all the way to the clutch, put the car in neutral, and go ahead and stop. Once you come safely to a stop, go ahead and put the parking brake back on, take your foot off the clutch, and there you go. Also, it's very important that you do this on level ground. That way you're not rolling back in the car when you're trying to go forward. That can be very detrimental to new drivers. I'm going to try to give you a better angle of the footwork down there. Footwork is definitely very important when driving a stick shift car. So as you can see here, I have my left foot on the brake, my left foot on the clutch and my right foot on the brake. So I'm going to go ahead and slowly take my foot off of the clutch. And you guys can't see from this angle, but we are moving now. So I'm going to go ahead and give the car some gas. And there you go. Go ahead and rest your foot there. And gas that bitch. The hardest thing that I found personally when I was trying to learn how to drive stick shift was getting the car into reverse. I shit you not, I probably stalled the car out at least 5 times trying to get out of a parking spot just because I couldn't get the car into reverse. So we're going to go ahead and practice that some. Go ahead and put the car in reverse. As you see, the backup camera is going to come up. Just kind of slowly let your foot off the clutch just as if you were going forward until you start to move. And there you go. Just another note, I personally never take my foot all the way off the clutch when in reverse, because if you do so, the car really starts to move. And most of the time you're not backing up very far, you're just backing up into a parking space or something like that. So you don't need to be going 10, 15 miles an hour in reverse. There's just no point. So I never let my foot all the way off the clutch when going into reverse, because the car just speeds up a lot and you could possibly cause yourself an accident. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope it helped you out a lot. If it did, let me know in the comments section down below. I love hearing from you guys. Also, if you're new to the channel, do me a big favor and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. If you guys want me to do any other tutorial videos like how to do a burnout, let me know. I'll make sure to make that happen for you guys. So go ahead and enjoy this clip and have a great day.